Hi everyone, thanks for stopping by to see what crafty shenanigans we have going on at Miss Ink Stamps. So here I decided to do something different as the title suggests, and it's really easy. So first I used some stamps from these two stamp sets. I love that cute little bunny. This is the Springtime Bunny stamp and the Scene Builders Meadow set. And I'm just coloring some images there. Really cute. So I'll put those to the side, and I want to use this fine line stencil, and I want to use it in a different way. So I needed some pixie spray, but they didn't have it at the store. So I got this Krylon Easy Tack, and they said it works the same. So I'm going to spray my stencil because I want it to kind of stay in place. And since I'm spraying, I'm going to use this box. So I'll spray my stencil with the fine mist of this, and then take that stencil and place it on some cardstock. And I'm wanting to do like a plaid type of pattern, so I was just trying to decide what placement I wanted. Then I got my brayer and rolled over it just so it was down really good. And I'm going to use some distressed oxide sprays. So I'm using speckled egg, mustard seed, and tattered rose to get a pretty design with some nice, fun, bright colors. So I'm starting with the darkest, I thought. So I'm using the speckled egg first. Then I will peel that up carefully as to not to disturb the lines underneath. And once I get that, I will turn it in the opposite direction and just use my brayer to make sure it's down. And then I'll follow up with the tattered rose and give it a light mist across the stencil. Now after I do that, I decide I will remove the stencil once more, and I was trying to debate whether or not to go a different direction, but I think I like it like this. And so I'll put like a diagonal. So I again run over it a little bit with my brayer, and then finish up with this mustard seed, pretty yellow. Love that. So I will remove this. And you can see the pattern there. Go wash my stencil and I'll be back. So here's the print that I came out with, and it didn't matter if it wasn't perfect because I'm going to use this tag die, and you can use any tag dies you have, but I'm going to cut 2 panels from that. And also I'm using some craft paper because that's what I had on my station. So I cut 2 tags from that, and then I used a larger tag to cut my 2 base panels for my tag box, and then I used that smaller one just for a little smaller tag. So we want to make the base for our box, so I'm measuring this so I can see how wide my parts need to be for each section. And this tag is 2.5 inches. So for the width of the box, you can make it whatever size you wish. I went with 3 inches. It's up to you. You can decide. And so what I want to do, you can either do one or 2 ways. You can we want to separate this in 3 parts, so you can take your ruler and actually measure out every 2.5 inches because that's the width of the tag. Or you can do this method, which may be a little easier. Just line the tag up with the strip and make little marks every 2.5 inches, and you only need 3. And then we'll take, this will form your box. So we'll take our ruler and we'll draw a straight line, and it doesn't have to be perfectly straight, from the top to the bottom, right across that strip in those 3 places. Now once you do that, you'll have that piece on the end, and you can just trim that off because you won't need that at all. So I'm going to do my best and try to get a straight edge. So once we have that piece, we'll get our scoreboard out, and we want to score on those lines that we created. And now the cardstock I use for my base is really thick. This is like 110, 120 pounds cardstock. You want something sturdy because it'll be a little box. And then you'll turn it, rotate it to the side, and then you'll make a 1/2 inch score on each side. And we're done with the scoreboard, so you can put that away. And this is what we'll end up with. So we'll go ahead and burnish all our score lines. Of course, I don't have my bone folder when I need it, but my fingers will work just as good. And this is what we'll be left with. So now we're going to take our scissors, and this will make the panels. So you have your score line, but what you want to do is cut on the angle of the score line. So you're going to cut to the right and the left of the score line and make a little wedge, a small triangle. And you'll do that for each section. So to the right and then to the left. And make a small little wedge, it's called. And then you'll do the same thing on the other side. And this is what you'll have. And this is what you'll glue. So you can use either double-sided tape or glue, wet glue. I prefer wet glue. It's really whatever you prefer. And so you're going to take your base tags, those larger 2 tags you cut, and you will glue those to the middle of this strip. And when you're gluing this, you want to place it not above the score line, but right underneath that score line, so it will bend. And then we'll do that on the other side. And I think this is a really cute idea. Great for a little Easter gift. Stuff it with some candy or eggs or whatever. But it can be used for any time of the year, really. So this is what you'll end up with after you glue those panels. Now, I have my matting layers that I want to add. So it's totally up to you. I prefer to do it flat and add my matting layers. Or you can continue to put the box together and then glue the panels. It's totally your choice. So I think that's what I'll do. I'm going to add my panels before, just so it's easier that way. And we'll glue them right in place. So after they're on, we'll finish assembling the box. Easy peasy. Just adding a little glue on that tab and bringing the tab and the side of the box together. And we'll do the same thing on this side as well, and all the other panels as well, the other tabs. And here we're just finishing up and completing the treat box. And so that's really cute. Love how it came out. And so what we want to do now is decorate. So I have this smaller tag I want to use too. So I'm going to put that together because I'm going to use a stamp image on that smaller tag. But here are my pieces. I've already fussy cut them out. And I took some of the words from the Springtime Bunny set and I'll use them. Happy Easter and to some bunny special. And so I decided to use some foam tape to give it a little dimension and put some pieces on the back of each of these images. And so I'm just gluing them in place, and I really love this yellow. I love that pop of yellow in the background, and adding the little chick And here you see me adding the Happy Easter. And then what I'll do here is just get a piece of ribbon and tie that on the front. And here's my box. And I just added some shred inside. And you can stuff it with candy or treats. Perfect for a little Easter gift. So we would love to see what you come up with. Post your pictures in the Miss Ink Pad Facebook group. Thanks for watching.